Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your boy, the Dazman, and we are back on Mad On Monday for another add-on from the Minecraft marketplace. Let's find out which add-on we're checking out today. The add-on that we're revealing for today's Mad On Monday video is the Biome Wardens Add On by Maca Designs. It's currently rated 4.4 stars out of 5 stars from 18 reviews, and it currently costs 830 mine tokens, which is the equivalent of £3.99 in my local currency. And it says, unleash your power with this exciting add-on that introduces new biome-based wardens, each guarding unique custom relics that enhance your abilities. As you collect these relics and grow stronger, prepare to face increasingly formidable wardens that will test your skills at every turn. Let's get this add-on revealed. Did you know that Dazman plays games other than Minecraft? Head over to Dazman Plays and you'll see a complete catalogue of games that we play through from start to finish in long play videos, aiming for about an hour a video, start to finish, blind, playing through games and hopefully completing them. Or maybe you want to see Dazman react to a whole load of new content, whether it be other Minecraft content that doesn't appear on the main channel or other content in general. Then head over to the Dazman Reacts YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe to both and help both channels grow. And so we're in a brand new creative world for the Biome Wardens add-on by Maca Designs. And in this add-on, you get quite a bit of stuff here, and it's quite a nice concept in the term of giving us new bosses. It's about 16, maybe 15 different wardens, all with biome-specific conditions to use them. There's a progression in there as well. You have to beat the old warden to get to the new warden. It's so cool. We're going to look into it shortly. But like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. Drop a comment with your opinion, your feedback, your ideas, your suggestions. If you've got any clarifications, let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 6,000 subscribers. As always, thank you so much for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. We're going to start today's video, today's sections off with a look like we always do at the book. So we're going to open the book up here. Now, with the font style and with my dyslexia, I'm never going to be able to read this book completely, but this book does do a good job of telling you how the add-on works, telling you how to create the summoning altar that you will need to summon these wardens. They do not spawn naturally, you need to summon them. It also tells you that you need to place them in the correct biome. You need to use the specific summoning shard and then watch as the warden gets summoned. There is also a brief bit of info, lore, and detail on each of the wardens, which we're going to spawn in a bit as well. So we don't need to go through all of these, but it does tell you all of the conditions that you need to hit to get the spawn in and what you drop and get from them. And then also you have the items here with some information on what they are. We're going to look at all of these, so we don't need to keep looking through the book here, which is nice and easy. And then once you finish with the book, it takes you back to the beginning and we can get rid of that. Super simple. So the guide is super quick. We're not going to spend a ton of time on that today. We're going to jump straight in to have a look at the items. And so in terms of items, this add-on actually keeps it quite simple. There isn't a ton of them. We get the mob spawn eggs, which we'll get to shortly, along with the shards as well. And then you get the drops that you get from the wardens. But we can have a look at those in this section. We don't need to look at those when we look at the wardens. We also get something called a warden pedestal, which the book calls the summoning altar. Thank you very much, Mr. Chicken. And then we also get an item pedestal as well, which we will need. We'll need the warden pedestal for the summoning. I'm not too sure about the item pedestal. But we can start with the drops and we'll look at the rest in another section. So the first one that we get is the activated Heart of the Sea, which if we interact with it, locks into your item bar. You can't drop it, remove it, or craft with it, and it's not lost on death. And it applies conduit power for 1 minute. If you interact with it again, it turns it off, but you still get the conduit power. So I think it resets after a minute if it continues to be activated. Next up, we've got the Heart of the Mesa. Now, the book says that this is a never-ending fuel source and that it can burn for 27 hours. I have no idea if that's 27 real-life hours or 27 hours in-game, but apparently this is a beastie fuel source that can last for ages. We then have the Mysterious Core, which if we interact with, we can put luck onto our tool, which gives us a 10% chance to double our drops. I've already done it to this Netherite pickaxe, which is why it has luck level 1. But because it's in my inventory, I can apply it. You can't see it here, but if we hover over it here, it's now on luck level 2. So it will up the luck every time you use the Mysterious Core. Next up, we've then got the Slimy Stick. Now, the Slimy Stick gives you knockback punches. See you later, buddy. And also, if you hit the ground, which I'm going to do in creative just so I don't die, but if you hit the ground while holding it, you bounce up into the air as well, allowing you to jump. And I don't think you take full damage. In fact, we can have a look. Let's just go into survival, which I don't have here. We're going to go game mode survival. Get my slimy stick. I'm going to punch the floor up into the sky. Do we take full damage? No full damage at all. So that's a bit of luck then. Very nice indeed. Do I still have creative here? No, I don't. So we're just going to put ourselves back into creative. Thank you very much. So that's the slimy stick. You get knockback punches and you get to jump far with no full damage. Next up, we get the Suspicious Eye Cluster, which if I'm not mistaken can be used like Eyes of not Eyes of Ender, like the Enderman eyes. You can throw it and it just bounces and it doesn't seem to disappear. Go back into survival, throw it, doesn't disappear. 2, 3, 4. I'm not taking any damage either from using it. And it just seems to be never ending. So that's good to know. So we get that as a drop from a Warden. It's a never ending Enderman eye, basically. Next up, we've got the Volcanic Heart, which I'm not 100% sure of. So this one is a relic that grants you infinite fire resistance at the flick of a switch. So you can turn this one on and you get fire resistance for a minute, which will then reset. And similar to the other one, this can't be dropped, removed, or crafted with, or lost on death when you activate it, and you can deactivate it like that. But there is a cooldown for it, so that's good to know. Next up, we get the Yeti Horn. Now, I know the Yeti Horn is interactable. Let's just quickly look here. So this summons a blizzard. You can do it to unleash a sandstorm area of effect attack that spares only you while damaging other entities. So on here, we do this, activate it. We're still using our fire resistance from previous, but now there is a blizzard and there is a cooldown effect. And this will apparently attack entities around us. So that's good to know that we have that. Let's go back on here. We get a Poisonous Stinger. Now this Poisonous Stinger on here, it says that it unleashes a devastating area of effect cactus spine attack. Thank you for being a volunteer. Yes, it does. We saw all those prickly cactusy things just flying around us, and it really hurt things that were around us. Next up, we then get the Frozen Heart. I can interact with this, and it seems to throw some sort of projectile. There is a cooldown. Oh, and then it puts him in an ice block and he freezes to death. Okay, so a little weapon there. Not too bad. Next up, we end up with the Ent Stick. Now, the Ent Stick is a very good item, I think. It does mention about getting friendly creepers in the book, but I think that's a bit of a lie. What the Ent Stick allows you to do is pick up an entity and move it. So we're going to go up to this chicken here. I'm going to tap my Ent Stick on it. I've now put the chicken inside the Ent Stick because it's now active. You can see that from the enchant effect as well. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to place the chicken down. There's the chicken. So you can move entities, and any entities, it seems to be, will go into this stick and let you move it. It doesn't seem to make things friendly though, so don't fall for the friendly creeper trick, okay? The creeper will still try to blow you up if you do that, so just be very careful. Next up, we get Blossom Places, which Not really sure what you're supposed to do with this. Let's see if it says it in the book. Cultivate lush gardens with blooming petals. Ah, yes, I do know what you do with this. So for this, you will need water, crops, and a hoe. So we have a 9x9 area here. We're going to place down some water. Nice and easy. Throw that away. Thank you very much. And we're just going to quickly 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way up here. Can't grab that one. That was an annoying oversight, but whatever. Up here too. Thank you very much. Grab all of that. That one over there. Grab that. So with our blossom placer, we're going to go up to the water and we're going to interact with the water. And what is that going to do now? Does something, right? What do I do with that? Okay, I've just tapped it. And it's done something. Oh, so it says it randomly bone mills the crops in a 9x9 area. So it's not instant and it will just make it happen a bit quicker than normal. So it's not going to automatically make everything bone mill fast. But okay, so as you can see, look, it's doing it at random intervals, super quick, all over the place. So it's just a way to make your farm grow a bit faster. Next up then, we have the bloom bell. And the bloom bell is a little bit different. So it works in the same way 9x9 area, but from what I can tell, you place the bloom bell down into the grass and then you want to put some oak saplings or just some trees around. Apparently it makes trees grow faster in a 9x9 area. So we're going to do that. And then there's a way you either leave it to do its thing or you bone mill this and it will grow, I'm guessing. Oh, we're about to find out together. So that seems to be at its maximum. Can't seem to do any more. I'm going to break this, so that's not doing anything. Okay, yeah, look. It's bone milling the trees. We're just waiting for the tree to have an effect now. And there's a tree that's grown right there. So I was expecting it to be a little bit better than that, to be honest with you. That took a while, in fact. I probably did put a cut there because I stopped talking. But the bloom bell seems to cultivate the area around here. You could see it's bone milled up the wheat. Then you've obviously got the blossom placers there, which was doing the same thing randomly. But these wheat definitely did benefit from that. So trees are getting bone milled. Crops are getting bone milled. That's what that does. Next up, we've got a prickly fruit, which can be a food source. So we're going to eat this. And it gives us haste, free, and night vision. Nice and easy. Then we get cherries over here, which gives us speed 2 and regeneration. And then last but not least, we get the baobab fruit, which there's no way I've said that correctly. I'm going to eat that. This has a cooldown and it gives us absorption as well. So the food gives us all special stuff there. But that's the items that we get. Now let's go and have a look at the mobs. Actually, before we go and have a look at the mobs, there was one more, and it's a dagger that you get. So this dagger is called a fungal dagger, and I think it does something when you kill or attack with it. So let's see what happens over here. It gives poison effect. Okay, and then with the dagger, can we enchant it? This is always a question that people like to see. So we've got the dagger here. It would help if I took the book, wouldn't it? Let's go here. So we've got the dagger here and we've got mending. It is enchantable. That's cool. And then one other thing that I forgot to show you, because, you know, I'm always all over the place. To craft the Warden pedestal, you need stone and a stone cutter. You'll go into here and there it is right there for the Warden pedestal. I'm not 100% sure how you do the item pedestal. It's not even mentioned in the book. That's a bit weird. But let's go and see the mobs now. Now, this add-on brings 16 different mobs to your world. 15 of them are Biome Wardens. One of them is like an underling / minion, which we'll have a look at shortly. But there is a progression to this. So you start with the first Warden. When you load in to a world, you are given the Woodland Spirit Shard. It doesn't matter what biome you start the world in, you are given the Woodland Spirit Shard. And that starts you on your journey. You then need to spawn in the first Warden, beat that Warden, and then go up the list and then back down the list. one after the other in a specific order, and they get harder and harder as you go. When you're spawning in the wardens, you need to be in a specific biome, and some of them have a specific time that you need to do them as well. So we're going to go through and I'm going to tell you what warden you get from what shard, what biome you need, and what you drop from it. So hopefully this will be helpful. Here we go. So the Woodland Spirit Shard gives you the Forest Warden, and you need to be in a forest or a spruce biome for it, and it will drop you cherries when you beat it, as well as the next shard. The next shard is the Prismatic Bloom Shard, which gives you the Flower Warden. You need to be in a flower biome, and it will drop you the Bloom Bell, as well as the next shard. Just assume that the next shard is going to come from the Warden, so I don't have to keep saying that. But you get the Blossom Essence Shard, which will give you the Cherry Blossom Warden, and you need to be in a Cherry Blossom biome to spawn this guy in, and he will give you the Blossom Placer. Next up is the Peak Residence, which you will use to get the Mountain Warden. You need to be in a mountain biome, and when you beat that guy, you get the Mysterious Core. Next up is the Golden Grassland Shard, which you use to get the Savannah Warden. You need to be in an Acacia biome or a Savannah, and when you beat him, you'll get the Ent Stick. Next up is the Frost Crystal Shard, which will give you the Snowy Warden, and you need to be in a snow biome. Beating him will give you the Yeti Horn. Next is the Verdant Pulse Shard, which will help you spawn the Jungle Warden. You need to be in a jungle biome, and beating him will give you the Baobab Fruit. Next is the Glacial Prism, and you use that to spawn the Ice Warden in an ice biome, and you will get the Frozen Heart. Next up then is going to be the Murky Essence. Now the Murky Essence will get you the Swamp Warden. The Swamp Warden has an underling called the Swampling, and you need to be in a swamp to spawn him, and doing so will get you a Slimy Stick. Then we have the Terracotta Essence, which will get you the Mesa Warden. You need to be in a Mesa biome, and you will get the Heart of the Mesa. Next up is the Abyssal Tide, which will give you the Warm Ocean Warden. That will drop the activated Heart of the Sea, and you need to be in a warm ocean biome. Then there's the Mycelial Fragment. This will give you the Mushroom Warden. You need to be in a mushroom or mushroom biome for that, and beating it will give you the Fungal Dagger. Then we have the Scorched Dune Shard. This will get you the Desert Warden. The Desert Warden will drop both the Prickly Fruit and the Poisonous Stinger. It needs to be in a desert, and it needs to be at night for that to happen. Then you get the Blazing Ember Shard, which will help you get the Nether Warden. Now, the Nether Warden needs to be spawned in the Nether, but not in a warped forest. Any other biome in the Nether works, but not a warped forest. You beat him, and you get the Volcanic Heart. Then, the Void Resident Shard will get you the Ender Warden. Beating the Ender Warden will get you the Suspicious Eye Cluster. And this guy can be spawned in either in the End or in a warped forest in the Nether. So hopefully that's clear. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that was, easily followed. Let me get the spawn eggs ready, and I'm just going to show you what each of them look like. Then I'll spawn one in correctly and show you what happens if you incorrectly spawn one, and what happens when you correctly spawn one, and how to fight them. So I've got the first 8 wardens ready, and now this is either going to be noisy, messy, or both. But we're going to start with the Forest Warden. Let's spawn him here. They all do the usual warden animation of climbing out of the ground. So the Forest Warden looks like that and has a boss bar. The Flower Warden looks like this. Again, they seem to share the sound effects with the actual Warden, and they're all walking off on their own, which is great. The Cherry Blossom Warden looks like this. Now, I am a bit disappointed that they don't have their own custom sounds and that they are just reusing the standard Warden. The Mountain Warden is here. And again, boss bars galore. They do have little builds upon that standard warden shape. They all seem to be going for the wandering trader over there, but you can definitely see the base of it. The Savannah Warden now spawns in. This is one ugly looking guy. My dude, I'm sorry you look like that. Next up is the Snowy Warden. And the boss bars have stopped generating now. They all do seem to have a little bit of character with them though. I would have absolutely appreciated and respected some custom sounds though. Then next up we've got the Ice Warden. And again, there's a little bit of character there. I'm sure I've seen this guy in Men in Black with Will Smith once or twice, but how, you know, not too bad at all. He doesn't seem to want to move, so we're just going to punch him off that way. Let me get the last ones, and we'll carry on the modeling show, sort of. So they all are sort of just building up down the bottom there, but I've got the next batch. I think they do despawn after a while as well. So the next one we've got is a Swampling. It's just a little guy, not a proper warden at all. No sounds from him, which is a shame. Then we've got the Swamp Warden. And just when they're passive, it's very quiet. We will see an attack in a bit, but at the moment they are very quiet. We've got the Mesa Warden next. Very nice, okay. Again, just following that same template. We've got the colourful warm ocean guy. Looking like coral blocks. Very nice. Got like a fish's face on his chest there as well. If you could keep it walking, buddy. Keep it walking. Thank you. Don't take up too much time. Cheers for that. The Mushroom Warden. Or Mushroom Warden even. I always say Mushroom. Nice little effect on the chest there. See, look, he's gone. He's carrying on. Look at the little light. Go down there. Be with your friend, mate. Be with your friend. Thank you very much. Then we've got the Desert Warden, which won't spawn in because it needs to be nighttime. So let me just, enable day, always day is always on. Let me fix that. So I've set it to nighttime. Then we've got the Desert Warden. Looking like an overgrown cactus. How you doing, buddy? If you could carry on walking, thank you. Then we've got the Nether Warden, who does spawn via spawn egg in the overworld. Looking very volcanic. Thank you very much. Keep it walking, buddy. Look, all your friends, all your cousins are down there, mate. If you don't mind, yeah, just go for a jump. It's okay. It's all right. Thank you. You're destroying leaves. Okay, they all sniffed him at the same time there. All right, so they are very much just using warden mechanics there. That's getting very noisy over there. So let me just quickly pop over here. We'll go for the Ender Warden next. This guy looks scary. That guy there looks very scary. Let me just quickly set that back to daytime so that you guys can see him. Oh, he's disappeared. So when it sets back to daytime, they do usually disappear. These guys haven't bothered. One of them is giving me night vision potion, which is very weird. Set it back to day. They don't despawn. Weird. I thought they would. But that's what they all look like. That's what all of the mobs, all of the wardens are looking and sounding like. They all do carry that same template of a vanilla warden, and they all do seem to keep the same sounds as well. So that's a little bit disappointing. I was expecting a bit more of a customization from them, but we didn't get one. Let's go and see what the experience is like actually spawning one in, and let's see what happens when we try to spawn one in the wrong biome. Right then, so I'm just going to show you what happens when you try to spawn in one of these guys in the wrong biome. So you're going to need the Warden pedestal first of all, right? And we're going to put that down there. Then you're going to take the wrong shard, or the right one if you just want to do it normal. So I'm going to take the Scorched Dune shard. This needs to be in a desert at night. So I'm going to place it down. Now we're in the wrong biome and we're at the wrong time. Once it's placed down, you want to interact with the block, and it comes up saying not a valid biome. If I do it with the terracotta one, interact, not a valid biome, and it spits it back. And then the verdant pulse, not a valid biome, and it spits it back. So we can break that. So you know you're not going to waste it by being in the wrong biome, but you're also not going to be able to cheese it. So if I head over, there should be some coordinates here. I think it might be this one, which should take us to a desert. It does, where I've tried this already. So if we go to the Warden pedestal now, this is the correct biome. We're at the wrong time, so we need to set it to nighttime. And we're going to take our Scorched Dune shard, we're going to place it down, and we're going to interact. Prepare for battle with the Desert Warden. We get the darkness effect as he spawns in. It's all very Warden-y as normal. We get the boss bar on the screen, and we're now here in the desert. So if we kill him really quickly, nice and easy, thank you very much. As he takes damage, he will spawn in more and more husks. So he gets very, very difficult as part of the gameplay. But then, so what I want to do now is just see what happens if we try to spawn this guy in during the day, because he had a nighttime requirement. So do we waste it if we spawn him in during the day? Does it refuse to spawn him in? What happens? So let's get down here. We need the Scorched Dune, which is that one there. We're going to set it back to daytime. Warden pedestal. Scorched Dune, interact. Okay, so it does spawn it in. Or does it? Or does it? We've got the effect. He's not bothered. He's not even bothered. He's like, nah, mate, it's daytime. I want nothing to do with it. Okay. So you have to get the spawn conditions correct or you will waste the spawn. Now, obviously, this one had the nighttime requirement. What was the one for the Nether? There was one for the Nether. I want to go into the Nether and I want to check this to see how this looks. It was the Blazing Ember one. So if we go here, we're going to go with this AI that never works for me. We're going to go set block, 3 squiggly lines, portal. Into the Nether we go. Now, first of all, can I spawn a non-Nether one in the Nether? Verdant Pulse, interact. Incorrect biome for the Verdant Pulse shard. Okay. Blazing Ember shard. Spawn it in. Okay, so that's worked fine. Not a problem there at all. And then I suppose the only other thing that we can do is try to spawn him in again in the overworld. Where is it? So it was the Blazing Ember. Place the portal down. We're back in the desert. Place it down. Interact. Incorrect biome. So yeah, you have to get the conditions correct to spawn it in. For the desert one, if you try to spawn it in at night, or in the day, sorry, then you will waste your shard. So be very, very careful. But now we've seen that the wardens look like wardens, just as standard. We've seen that they have the warden sounds. We've seen how they spawn in. We've seen what happens if you try not to spawn them in correctly. What happens when you try to fight them? Now, you shouldn't really fight wardens in general. So this is not going to go well for me. But game mode survival. I'll show you this one. I'm not going to spoil all 15. Scorched Dune. Do that. Here we go. We're in survival. It's daytime. I've just realized he's not bothering. Messed that one up, didn't I? Alright, so I've set it to nighttime. Let's do this correctly now. Scorched Dune. Interact. Spawn it in. We've already got a husk here trying to fight me. 2 husks already clapped me. I've got no armor on. Whoa. Where did that guy come from? Okay, so there's a phantom here as well. What kind of damage are we... Oh, yeah, he definitely just moves like a normal warden. We do some good damage to him, though. I'm stuck. Run. Okay. Here we go. Damage going down quite well. Doesn't seem too fast to hit me, but then that husk come out of nowhere and now I'm half a heart. Now I'm half a heart. Run. Okay. Is he coming into the... Oh, he comes into the water as well. Alright, so it doesn't seem like he's doing any supersonic charge screams at me. He seems very, very timid and tame. This is my way of cheesing a warden. We seem to take some good hits, though. Look, he's already at halfway. I'm going to stop breathing in a second. He spawned in husks underwater there. All right, so we've got a cheesy way of doing it. And he doesn't seem to fire that scream that the Warden likes to do. He actually seems quite timid. Obviously, I am cheesing him right now. Let's see what happens if we get him back into, like, out of the ocean. Come on, mate. That's it. Keep it coming, buddy. You and your phantom. Ah, I don't know what I'm doing. Excuse me, mate. Are you coming up? He is. He's taking his sweet time, but he is on his way. I'm going to get killed by a phantom, isn't I? Yep, there we go. But, okay, he seems a little bit boring. Probably doesn't help that I've put him in the water. Probably doesn't help that I got a phantom trying to kill me. What is his attack? Just a standard Warden attack. But he doesn't seem to have that screech that you get from Wardens. Which, fair enough, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. It's nice in a sense that you do kind of get the most basic version of what you're expecting, right? You do expect Wardens. You do expect them to just be a Warden. You get that. They haven't done too much in terms of making them unique. They look unique, but they are just using that standard Warden design. I really like the progression system, though, where you start off with one and you start fighting your way up to more and more difficult ones. And I like the way it forces you to explore your world to find the biomes as well. I think that's really, really good. It'd be really annoying if you could do it all in one space. You could just kind of cheese it. This means you've got to play the game a bit. I did hope for a little bit more creativity, a little bit more uniqueness, but maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Again, I know it was a little bit messy. I do struggle with these add-ons, but I'm doing my best, so hopefully it's going well. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace!